The Imperial Commissar had given you permission to head into the Royals sector and go and try to retrieve the Imperial honors for the House Generis. The He asked that while you're on your way, why don't you drop off some of those Tyranid energy weapons and see if you can't blow a hole in the side of the hive stone. It's like,
Yeah.
I have scouts, but I doubt they're as effective as your group.
I'm excited to blow a
All right,
giant
so
hole in a
you're
rock.
down to. Yes, exactly. So let's see here. Did we already use the last charge on the nanosurgeon to restore Trace's legs or no?
Yes, we
Yes.
did.
Okay. So you have a nice pink seam that runs all the way around you at this point.
We're going to get outstanding tattoos to make all of our battle scars look more
They
interesting.
keep on scratching it. It's probably gonna get
Yeah.
infected.
Yeah.
I probably trimmed his fingernails while he was out.
Okay.
Yes,
So
tattoos.
the this intimidating shard sort of diamond shaped shard of rock is like sitting like a giant spike out the top of a cocktail that is the basically top of the pyramid that is the imperial colony, the center of this imperial colony. Um, the Some of you had been up to the nobles sector before. It's a beautiful and lush place, uh, full of very disturbing people that probably have never had to work a day in their lives. As even as you walked around these hollowed marbled halls, there would be servants wiping up your footsteps, and it was just like, is that really necessary? It's like, yes. So as you sort of as as an imperial transport drops you off, and you're checking how many uh, Tyranid bio bombs you have with you. Even one of these essentially is just like a small tactical nuclear weapon. As you're going,
Small.
carrying 10 of them are in the hyperdimensional storage is like way overkill. And if something bad happens to set them off, essentially, you're just going to be gone, and there won't be anything left.
TPK.
That's the general consensus.
So, how much do you think that they weigh each?
How much do
Oh,
those
they're
weigh?
relatively heavy each. You're looking at roughly about 100 pound object each, even though they're relatively small. They're only about uh 2 by 2 by 1 essentially. But they're extremely dense. So they're a
Woof.
little bit bigger than your keyboard, and like if you were to extend your keyboard up in 3 dimensions. So
I'm looking at my keyboard
so
entirely differently now.
okay. In case you had a tactical nuke in your keyboard, yes.
Yes, it's.
Uh, so the one of the pilots points out, we'll be starting our assault on the western face of the ziggurat over here, and I'd suggest essentially being far, far away from us by the time we start this, because that's where all the major action is going to happen. I can't. The commissar says he can't guarantee that you won't get hit by friendly fire if you're anywhere in the area once the artillery assault starts happening.
Yeah, that was kind of assumed.
So it's best if you can drop off your bombs on the side of the rock and detonate them before you hit on your way over. Essentially, so he's pointing you. You're on the southern end of the plateau at this point that makes up the nobles' quarter, and you need to get to the northern end. On the far eastern end is where the hive rock is. You can see this ant-like nest that has like a termite mound of like extra
You want Tyranids? This is how you get Tyranids.
Is there any
Yeah.
place that looks particularly weak where we could drop this bomb? Like I'm thinking, like if I like look at an anatomical picture of my arm where the muscles like come together, not like where they're the thickest, like where they're
So
the
just
thinnest, where they
think of
overlap.
it this way. Essentially, if you think of it as a long, pointy, narrow object, so the entrance is like the pointy end, and towards the sides, there's no guards because they're considering it solid stone. It's part of the hive stone itself. So long as you drop off your bombs on either side of that, and don't walk up to the entrance, you're probably not going to have too stiff resistance with the Tyranids.
Oh
So,
yeah, there's no guards. I say we just fly over to it, plant the bombs, then dip. Then hit the button as we roll and don't look back at the explosion because we're cool guys.
Assuming Tree
It'll
can rig up a
backlight us.
yeah,
Yes.
assuming Tree can rig up a functioning detonator, I have no problem with this.
all right. So I need an Arcana roll at disadvantage because you're not quite. You're positive your lightning gun worked, but you're not quite sure how much electricity is required to detonate one of these things, and you're kind of loath to trying experimenting with another one.
Yeah.
So I rolled 2 6s, which a +9 gives me 15, which is
All right. So you basically rig up like a high energy capacitor to one of these things, and a remote detonation. This is probably way overkill, but it's like
Rather overkill them than
it,
us.
and also known as like I would rather have it explode not rather than not explode and have like weird loose munitions afterwards. So
Right.
okay, are you just gonna dump off all all the energy? What is it? All the Tyranid energy storage units there, or are you gonna try to take some with you into the Generis household?
I say we keep one. I
Two.
mean,
Let's keep
one
two.
Or, 1 or 10, we're dead either way if they go off.
well. That was my thought. Was what is if the explosions from the other one? If we get caught in a shockwave and it sets off the one that we have in our storage.
I mean, it's dimensional storage. I don't really think it could get through, but a valid concern nonetheless.
Mina has
Before we
already
head out,
detected
can
basically
Asgol try-
like energy leakage, even out of dimensional storage. So these things are not basically fully sealed in by your dimensional storage. So
Not dimensionally
The
airtight.
longer we carry it around, the more rolls Lawrence is going to have us make on it.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Out of game there.
oh yes. Okay, so Tirshan, can you actually cast a greater restoration to basically because I think some people are still actually suffering insanity effects at this point. So,
That depends on if we've had a long rest or not. Let me look at my spells. Yeah,
Yes, we did have a long
I did have a long rest. Yes.
Yeah. All right. During that long rest, I would have. I think I still had some 5th levels left over. So I can at least burn 1.
Does
Okay.
a lesser
Yeah, excuse me.
restoration do anything?
No.
Okay. Sorry.
So you need greater restoration to basically stave off the effects of insanity. All right.
Yeah.
So Asgul, I think Dredges and Trance all needed treatment.
Well, I only got 2 5th level. Actually, no, I can do all 3. Hang on.
Nice.
Could you have done one before you went to sleep? Could we
He effectively has a staff of power, so he
Yeah,
could have
exactly.
basically pulled charges out of it. So
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm doing. I have essentially 4 5th level spell slots, 2 of my own and 10 in my sword. So I can at least burn what do you call it? Like, I'll take the long rest, and I'll burn all my charges and one of the spell slots, so I'll have one 5th level left.
Okay, so all of you are at least stable at this point mentally. There's Dredges is still having after images of bugs like crawling over things, but it's just like they seem phantom and illusory as opposed to real bugs. Asgul is like Asgul doesn't fly into a random rages every so often, and Trance is basically not having this weird imposter syndrome. It's like those are not my legs. Those are not my real legs. Come off! They're not mine.
It feels good to wiggle your toes, doesn't it?
I'm pretty sure Trance is also every so often like making hive noise screech noises because he's like, I'm still connected to the hive mind, but he's not.
Exactly.
He goes
Okay,
crazy.
so all right, you're on the plateau at this point. You can see the Imperial forces like massing on this sort of like giant ramp that the engineering group has like built all the way up to the top of the plateau in like record time, under heavy fire from the Tyranids the whole time. Uh, the Imperial Guard definitely seem to have the attention of the Tyranids at this point, as the hive swarm is pouring out of the hive stone at this point to go after them. This looks like the moment if you're going to go and plant your charges.
Let's go plant some charges.
Let's do this
Okay.
thing.
Okay, so I need three. Okay, so I need 3 stealth rolls for your team. Pick whoever chooses to roll them. I need 3 athletic rolls as well.
Casting Pass Without a Trace.
Sure.
Is it daytime or nighttime?
It's sort of a perpetual, like, hazy dusk dawn situation on Cloudus. I'm not quite sure what exactly lights the sky, but it never gets fully dark and it never gets fully light. So it's like your kind of average level of stealthiness here. It's neither good nor bad.
I would like to. I mean, this might not make any sense. I would like to use darkness to kind of obscure the engines of whatever ship we are on, just to try to make them less visible.
Well, you're kind of doubled up on hover bikes at this point, but yes, you can
Okay, we're on hover
certainly
bike,
attempt to use darkness to cover over the back sort of blue traces of the repulsors off the back of the hover bikes.
If he's got darkness, I got silence.
Okay.
Ritual
Okay.
casting. Like before.
All right, so how many? Okay, 3 athletics, 3 stealth. Go ahead and give those to me.
I got a 17 for stealth.
Okay. Kate is going to apparently do all the athletics. All right, so we've got 2 successes and 1 failure for athletics.
I'll throw stealth out there. 27.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, we got a 27, 28, and then... Grezis, was that your stealth check?
What? No, that was athletics, but he did. I don't have +9 to stealth.
Okay, you're a little fate there, Dredges.
Oh, sorry. That was for.
Now you're even more fate than before. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can change the gain here locally for you.
Oh, you can turn them up a little bit.
Yep. I tried turning it up a little bit. Okay, so you arrive to a lector that like burrows up out of the ground as just as you land, and you're beginning to cut engines. Like, damn it! As this sinewy worm thing with like huge scythe-like blades burrows out of the ground right beneath you guys. I need initiatives. People aren't necessarily surprised, but at the same time, you aren't necessarily ready.
Jesus, I got a 10.
25. I rolled real high.
I rolled terrible initiative, so I'm thinking you guys are going first. So, well, the whopping 2.
9.
With +6 is still kind of bad. Okay, so let's start with Mina first. Go.
Okay. Am I in range to cast Fairy Fire on this thing?
Yes.
Okay, let me cast Fairy Fire on it.
You cast fairy fire on it, and it glows for a split second, and then basically the fairy fire seems to wink out and sparkle out of existence. You're not quite sure why. As it might due to the fact that this thing has some sort of active camouflage that is compensating for the glow
Like
at this
fairy
point.
fire's on it, but then it negates the glow altogether.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can be out of range of it while I'm working on these nukes. Or how close is it to where I'm setting detonators and things?
So let's put it this way: you wouldn't want to turn your back to this thing because it's you
Yeah.
definitely know lectors are like ambush predators.
Mm-hmm.
So you're sort of like scooting back with your back towards the hive stone, with one of the nukes in your hands. Okay, so Ronan,
You're
Ronan,
mute.
you're up.
Yeah, you're
I am
muted.
talking and yeah, I'm just talking and I just realized I'm muted.
Okay,
Um,
so what are you doing?
Trying to think. I'll hold my action actually.
Hold your actions. All right, Tirshan.
Same thing I always do. Time to electrocute. What's this thing's AC?
This thing's AC is 20.
All right, that's 2 hits
Godzilla.
for 13 points of lightning and thunder damage. If it's particularly vulnerable or weak to either, or resistant to either of those.
Tirshan is not quite sure the thunder part is all that great an idea at this point, but you can hear basically artillery going off in the distance, so probably gonna be okay. Trance.
Trance is gonna ray of frost it. Just to
It can
start
be
off with.
radiant if you prefer.
Okay.
I just thought thunder was more aesthetic to my class. If anything, thunder's technically weaker.
I got a 13. Yeah. I shoot
Okay.
at it and miss.
Hey. Yes. Well, let's put it this way. You do have a laser gun. Do you want to just... Well, never mind. I keep on forgetting you don't have 2 attacks as a bard. Okay.
Right.
At least not your type of bard. All right. Got it. Okay. Hey.
Shield of Faith, move forward and engage with the lightning chainsword.
Okay. Go right ahead. Roll to hit twice. It's right on you guys. And just... It got out of the ground and just sort of halted. You're not quite sure why.
24 and 26 to hit.
Those both hit.
15 and 12, 27 points of damage.
27 points of damage. All right, you hack into this thing, and it makes a squeeing noise and basically withdraws into the ground. Dredges.
Howdy.
It's only got a little bit of its carapace like popped out of the ground at this point, but it's like seems to have buried the rest of itself underground.
My bonus action to rage for my 1d8. That is a 5, so
I can't hear you very well, Judges. Is like your mic next to your mouth or
it is. I don't know what's
Okay.
going on.
okay. That's what I do, so that's why I thought of it.
Okay. I'm gonna take out my hammer and I'm going to make 2 attacks on this thing. Or is it still up there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're still very faint.
You're very
let's see
quiet.
here.
Hold on.
I have you turned all the way up and you're still faint.
Yeah.
How about now?
We can still hear what you're saying. It's just you're very
All right.
quiet.
I'm gonna use my maul. I'm gonna make 2 attacks on this thing with reckless attack.
Okay, go right ahead.
That is first one misses. Second hits I think 23, and that is
Go ahead.
12 plus 3 because my rage, and because I don't think my hammer is working right now, so it's just a regular maul. So it's 15 damage.
Yeah, so roll 46 for your damage. Maul is still working, so after this route. So, all right. Okay, plus another 5, plus 2 weapons. So I think you have plus 10 to damage technically. Okay, so you slam the rocket sledge into it for 25 points of damage, causing a giant spray of dirt to fly up into the air and green goo to shoot out of the ground. Asgul.
I am going to cast Hunter's Mark, and I'm going to tell my
Okay.
doggy to attack it, and I'm going to attack it. Or I'm going to try to get to cover first, actually. Can I find cover?
Around here, you could use the bikes for cover, but there's not a lot of cover right next to the hive stone itself. The closest cover is maybe about 40, 50 feet behind you.
Wait, 23 for my doggy and 17.
Okay, the 23 hits.
Okay, that's 11 damage for the doggy.
Okay.
And I'm gonna shoot at it twice.
Chews on the carapace, a little bit of carapace that is pried up basically by being pounded into the ground.
All right, I got one miss and 22.
Okay, that hits.
Okay, so taking out the red. I got 10, 12 damage.
12 damage. Okay, so you got 20, was it 25 total? All right, so this thing is like spewing like weird purple and white ichor all over the place. It completely submerges under the ground, and then Reese pops up out of the ground. Let's see here. Let's next to Mina.
How lovely.
As its giant scythe claws sort of clock together right where Mina is. And it can not hit the broadside of a barn. Okay, so you get hit once for, what is it, 21 points of damage.
Okay.
And I need a, what is it? I'll need a, what is,
Con
let's
save?
go with Dex save to hold on to the bomb you're holding on to. As you sort of get launched sideways.
20.
Okay, you have a good hold of the football, and you land softly, putting your body between it and the ground before you land.
Great.
Okay, now it's your turn, Mina.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and then it disappears into the ground again.
Oh, well, that's so lovely. But there is a hole in the ground where I think it is, right?
Yes, very much so.
Then I'm gonna shoot a bolt of lightning into the hole. So it needs to make a Dex 18.
Right, there's all sorts of pew as your lightning bolt careens around inside the burrow sort of left by the lector. Uh, you're listening and you're listening some more. It's like, I don't hear anything. He's dead. I don't want to go down there and check. We should just collapse get on with our thing and drop a bomb down there.
It did dig us a hole, guys. What do you think?
I mean, don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
All right. Arcana checks. I need 3 of them to set your charges.
Okay.
I'll
the
give you
AC
advantage.
Thank you.
Did I give you guidance?
I would love guidance. Okay, so that's 26 on the first one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and inspire myself to do one.
27 on the
Okay.
next one. Oh, shit. Okay, so that's 11 on the next one. If I add one of my 5s onto it, that makes it a 16.
You get a D4
Oh, I'll get
for
a
guidance.
D4. Okay, so let me. Hang on.
Oh yeah, you were doing all those. So instead of giving myself
1d4.
inspiration, I'll give her inspiration. So if you want to
Okay,
use a
nice.
D10,
I got a 3, so we had 16 plus 3 is 19. What's your AC for this?
The DC is 20 because you're
use
still
a.
dealing with unfamiliar technology. So.
Did
So,
you hear me about like I was going to
inspiration.
inspire myself, but you were doing it, so I'll
Okay,
inspire you.
one more. Your inspiration, the minimum you can roll is 1, so you are successful at this point.
Okay.
Okay, you set all the charges at this point. There was with extra song and dance, and the all right. So you're leaving all the charges here behind here except for 1 that you're carrying with you. Is that correct?
That sounds right.
All right.
Any
I thought we
objections?
should
Okay.
I
just
like
use
it.
all of them, but if you guys want to take one, then I'll carry it. It's fine.
Thanks, Mom.
I'll never be your beast of burden. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a you're flying away. It's like you still don't have a good feel for what the yield on these things is, especially now there's like 10 of them all in one place. You pretty much fly over to the other side of the hive stone, which is basically probably about a click and a half away from and then you set it off. There's a blue-white flare of energy, and then a mushroom cloud, and then a debris shockwave. A shockwave followed by a lot of debris as you're going up, still way too close as the whole front end of the hive stone disappears.
So we cracked this thing open like an egg, essentially.
Yes.
Yes.
Their personal atomics. Yes.
Yes, and you're going, but that means they're going. What used to be the hive stone is now lots of high-speed shrapnel flying your way.
And Ichor. Don't forget the Ichor.
Yes, and bits of and basically various unidentifiable bits of Tyranid genetics, basically in a fine spray.
So
Okay,
are we still
so all of
flying
you
at
are.
this point, or did we stop somewhere?
We're gonna assume you stopped.
Because I got
So,
rope trip. Maybe we just need to climb up on the rope trick and let this settle a little bit. What do you guys think?
did you? Okay, let's roll a d20 to see if you roll 11 or better. You thought of doing this ahead of time.
Okay. I'm thinking it was on my mind. I only got a 4.
All right.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Mina, in 2020 hindsight, Mina's going, I could cast it now, but it'd be way too late as she sees this
Oh wait,
wall
no,
of
I've got
debris
that thing
flying.
where once I can do it without the 10 minutes. I guess it's still a minute though. Okay, never mind.
Okay, so
Oh, it's one action. Yeah.
Okay.
So, do I have one action?
Yes, you do have one action, but you're probably not getting in there yourself at this point.
You
Right,
can create
we
the rope
can't-
trick.
Okay. I gotcha. Because we'd have to get into it.
Yup. What happens if I upcast Wall of Force? I don't think it actually does anything different. But yeah, seeing a
Wall of Force, how
shockwave,
we
Trance is,
protected it. Yeah, it's how
Trance
we
is going
protected
to use
ourselves
his
last time.
normal. He's going to go, fuck, Wall of Force! And he's going to psych
Right.
himself up a wall.
So there's you throw down the invulnerable force bubble, and there's like, and by the time the shockwave recedes, the whole force wall is vibrating from the amount of energy that was just poured into it, and there's like, and the whole like southern edge of the force dome is underneath like several feet of stone and debris at this point. There's sort of like a narrow aperture where you can see the sky out the back, but otherwise, essentially, the whole dome has been covered over by the debris wave at this point. So, and you can see a lot of it is hot. It's like there's a lot of the stones are glowing cherry red.
Do our Geiger meters read anything?
The first explosion didn't give off a lot of radiation to begin with, so whatever
It was more just
is in
energy, not...
Tyranid nukes is not nuclear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bioenergy, just a whole lot of it.
So
Packed
it's
into a very
basically, we're
tiny
basically
packet.
underneath the lava right now, okay.
Yeah.
All right. How long does the force wall hold, if I may ask?
10 minutes. I've got 10 minutes. So
Do we
as
want to
long
wait
as
it out, or do we just want to try and evacuate right now?
And then we've got 10 minutes. If we've got 10 minutes, then we got 10 minutes that we could do rope trick, and that's an hour, right?
That is
Yes.
true. Could rope
Okay.
trick this, indeed.
You want to all try to shovel into a rope trick at this point? All right. So I need acrobatics checks for everybody because some of you are quite large, and rope trick is not a big space.
I rolled a nat 1.
18.
21.
Does a
All right,
flat
Six-
those people that did not clear 15 have parts sticking out of the shelter. Essentially.
I'm gonna use my last inspiration, and this was acrobatics, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
I rolled another. Oh no, it was a 7. Thank God. Okay, so you said we needed to clear 15.
It actually has to be acrobatics, James, because like it has to do with your ability to squeeze into small places flexibly.
Because
Yeah, I got
a rope.
I can make that a
Or
14.
hate is basically, I will make all you smaller so that I can fit. Okay, hate apparently has like
Hate is a transformer.
is double jointed and it just simply folds himself down into a compact cube.
Yep.
Go ahead.
How the fuck do you
That
fit the
little
rockets
Transformers
in
thing?
there?
Canon. It's now canon that hate is a transformer.
So seeing Mina struggle, can we like try to pull her the rest of the way in?
I'm just saying, by the time hate takes his place, is like he's like more than a third in space. It's like,
My wings fold and retract into my back. It takes like 30 seconds, but they like retract
so
into like a.
those people did not clear successfully take 22 points of fire damage from sort of getting exposed to molten hot lava. Essentially.
Oh, what's the
burn
DC?
my ass!
What's the DC?
15.
Yeah, I made it.
Yeah.
Got an 18.
Mina was the one that didn't.
Yeah, it happens.
Okay, so Mina happens to be towards the entrance. It's like, my ass is burning.
Again, thank goodness for this armor. I'm sure it would have been a lot worse without it.
Okay. Okay. You're sort of like shooting rays of frost down every so often, trying to reach around Mina. It's really awkward. It's like playing Twister in here, but Trance is trying to put down some rays of frost to basically cool down the molten hot rocks that are right beneath the rope trick at the moment. Eventually, it's just like it's only uncomfortably warm, where it's probably will melt your shoes as opposed to instantly give you third-degree burns at this point.
Don't need any more of those.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and venture our way out, I guess.
You all
That's,
pop out.
safe
You're
enough.
just like going, well, that's the last we're gonna see of the hover bikes. They're just gone at this point.
At least you don't have to worry about. We still don't have to worry about parking anymore.
Poor Peter. I'll have to build him again.
Exactly.
I spent a lot of money on that hover bike.
I'm sure that the.
It is one with the earth at this point.
Bucephalus, no!
Exactly. All right, you can
Well,
see
the commissar asked if they're
the
alive.
three noble compounds that are sort of north of the hive, what remains of the hive stone. There's the Generis compound, there's the Melchior compound, and the Melchior compound seems to like be almost wholly untouched. The Generis compound looks like a giant tyrannid, like a Carnifex or some other large siege beast, basically ran straight through the front gates, though. And then the house next to it also likewise looks like someone ran it over with a tank. So
Which one has
Do
got
these-
the artifacts in it?
the
Generis.
Generis household has the artifacts in it.
Generis, okay.
Supposedly, it's in a safe room in the basement. So You're peering around what was obviously a battlefield at some point in like probably a couple months ago. The There's all sorts of pits and craters in the ground all over the place. Uh, and you're just sort of peering around, and eventually you see a sort of Tyranid head pop out one of the holes like a gopher, sort of squint at you, make a noise, and then disappear back into its hole.
Well, we've been seen. Let's go. Let's go, people.
All right. You rush over to through the crashed, destroyed front gates of the Generis compound, past what were probably well manicured gardens with fountains before, and sort of arrive at the entrance to the mansion that is effectively this large portico area that had a sort of like security desk at it. That security desk is all trashed at this point, and directly behind it, you can see lots of signs of like some sort of firefight that went on between Tyranids and the security forces here, as all the walls are like scarred up with the small arms fire and whatever passes for small arms among the Tyranids. The And you can see like there's two dead bodies in a room directly behind the security desk that you're guessing are probably security guards that didn't quite make it out of here in time.
Let's see
Maybe
if they
we
have key cards.
exactly passes.
Okay. You
And
check their bodies. I need what is it? I need con saves for whoever touches the bodies.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'll do a
Who's-
con save.
who's our
best con.
I'm
Unnatural
Crow has
20.
learned the hard way to stay away from dead bodies
okay,
in this regard.
so who's gonna do this? Cause I can do it if you guys want me to. And did you heal me at all, Crow?
Would here.
Oh, did I use did I use one of my auto injectors?
I don't know. Would you like me
I got
to?
an unnatural 20.
Oh, nice.
Here, you can take a second level cure wounds.
Oh, thanks. So what
Okay.
is that? Is that 1d6, 1d8?
I got it. Hang on.
Oh, thanks.
You can take 13 hit points back.
Oh, thank you. That's excellent.
Okay, so Rodin goes to check, do the once over of the bodies. As you approach, something revolting happens as like all sorts of Tyranid worm-like life explodes from this unfortunate guard's flesh and starts scrambling towards you as you like scramble back and manage to like stomp anything into the ground that basically gets a little too close. As you're having Poppy basically sort of like like burn anything down with its campfire mode. As it basically just starts torching everything in front of it like a flamethrower. There's all sorts of disgusting pops and sizzles coming from that pyre of dead Tyranid things. Once they're gone, they're just sort of like hanging rags of flesh over a bloody skeleton and a sort of ripped up security uniform. But you manage to pick out a sort of disgusting looking badge that's covered in former security guard goo. And you take what is it? You take 6 points of piercing damage from random things biting you in sensitive places.
Mina's gonna press to digitate the badge.
Okay. You press the
Nobody wants
digit
that.
the other badge, and the same thing happens to the other guards' bodies. It's like Tyranid life forms basically like start piling on out of it as you're going. You.
So I think
All right.
that any more bodies that we find, we need to assume that we just need to fire them all, right?
Yeah, Tyranids really don't leave anything behind. They'll make use out of just about anything, especially if it's organic.
So as Mina is basically pulling out a like small spray bottle of alcohol and spraying down her badge and like whipping off the blood and viscera off the semi-white plastic card. Okay, so you have Eric and Michael's badges at this point. They're not specially coded with any colors or anything that would sort of indicate a higher rank than just a run of the mill security guard. But guard badges can get you in a lot of places.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, okay, so checking the main building itself, the main doors are definitely barred and locked from the other side. You're sort of looking in through narrow windows on either side of the door, and there you can see like heavy furniture has been like piled up against this door. So it's not super convenient to open, and the windows are slightly too narrow to like shove anybody through. Looking
Can I
around,
see?
since it is a mansion, there's conveniently windows just about everywhere, large like skylight style windows just about everywhere. You're surprised that none of them are broken in by the during the Tyranid assault until you yourself tried to basically take a whack at one and realize, oh, this is like inches worth of plasteel. This is like some sort of blast barrier. As your weapons sort of just make a scratch, and you're going,
So it looks like we need somebody strong to like. We need to get to the other side, and then somebody strong has to move all the furniture in front of the door.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying the obvious entrances don't look very promising at this point. So the windows are actually like several inches thick of plasteel. And you're just check the your hate just checks the wall with a chainsaw just in case they've like had super
I,
sturdy windows but shitty walls, and it's like, nope, the walls are also made of plasteel.
all right, Mina, let me borrow one of those badges. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
come here real quick, and I'm gonna grab Hate, and we're gonna dimension door to the other side.
Okay, you peer through one of the windows and pop yourself to the other side. You immediately regret this, as you can hear all sorts of skittering sounds inside this mansion.
All right, let's open the door.
Knock,
All
knock! Open
right.
up the door!
So hey, we're on the other side.
Knock
Yes.
knock.
Good.
Who's there?
I'm gonna start clearing furniture as quickly as I
Yep.
can.
Same.
All right. You start picking up furniture and tossing it behind your shoulder, essentially. Full couches, tables, chairs, everything that was piled up against that door. Okay, so I need 3 athletics checks, DC 18. Whoever wants to make them. So if they all
Cool.
come
All
from
right.
hate, you will end up having to take the maximum time to do this. So I suggest Trans you throw in a roll or two.
Help with the
Cool.
the little stuff like the chairs and whatnot.
So I'll roll
I
2,
will.
and Trans can roll 1.
I
Yeah.
will do it while talking about telling it,
24.
both of us how cool we are, so we can get inspired.
I'm +9 on my rolls.
Okay, no problem.
Was
So hate definitely has his portion in hand.
yeah, I'm gonna have to try to reroll that. So I did inspire you, Hate, and I inspired myself, and I'm gonna use a luck point and reroll that because that was pathetic. Come on. Oh God. Okay. That's a 7.
I roll a 24 for athletics.
Okay. So
Or,
Dregus is
yeah,
like on the
14.
other side, bashing down the door with his sledge. It's a little slow going because you're quickly realizing it only looks like it is a wood door. The faux wood finish like busts off pretty quickly to reveal an armored plating underneath. So
Is there like a
the
key card on this side? Like a swiper?
you try the key cards; they do not work on the front door.
Ugh.
It might be useful inside, but that definitely not in the front door. So okay, so you see behind you just about the time you get to the door, and Dredges has put a good dent in the locking mechanism at this point. So it's bulging. It looks like you could fit a hand or two in there basically and start wrenching the doors open. About that period of time, you can see these four-armed purple and white individuals with gnashing teeth that probably look like sort of a deformed fetus of a head basically stuck on a Tyranid body. It's like, oh, it's gene stealers.
Great.
I smell heresy!
Hypnotic pattern on the group as they emerge.
All right.
DC 17.
And I will
All
take
right,
up a defensive
so
position in front of Trance so that they have to come through me first.
all right, got it. 1, 2. All right, so about half of the group of gene stealers sort of like halts and is mesmerized by the ever shifting patterns of rainbow light as your standing hologram continues to spin and shimmer in place. The rest seem to be like completely oblivious to something was cast at all and come charging at the two of you. Okay, so let's see here.
Well, if we survive this, I can still get us back to the other side.
There is that.
There is that. Okay. 1, 2, 3,
Oh
4,
God.
6,
That's a nice set of rolls.
7.
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad. Like I'm about to die.
Did we at least clear the door out so we can open the doors from the other side?
It'll be open by next round, but I'm saying the Gene Stealers definitely have you caught on this side of the door, at least for one round.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, do you want to say you dodged as well?
I do. I really, really do.
Okay, very good. So, all right. So that's only 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we only got 3 hits to get through then. All right.
Only.
My current armor class is 26.
All right. So those will definitely hit.
Okay.
All right. Their incredibly tough claws basically tear through your armor like they were can openers. As you take a total of 50 points of damage.
Ow.
Oof. I'll get the flex seal.
Yeah.
The about that period of time, Dredges comes busts open the hinges on one side of the doors and wrenches them aside, giving you the opportunity to fall back.
yeah!
Into the rest of your group. Okay,
Correct
so
response.
you've got them. They sort of are hissing at you and as if they don't want to leave the mansion for some reason. But and then they begin to like withdraw away. What are you guys doing?
Taking a breather for like a second. Hate, how down are you?
I'm going to lay on hands for 60 or 50 points and be all better.
Okay.
Damn. Well, that works.
Okay. All right. So the Gene Steal it's about a cohort of about 10 as far as you could count. It's kind of hard to get an exact number, but you saw at least 10. That and perception checks for whoever wants to make them. This is to see if you notice any clues on the Gene Stealers.
I got a
I will.
15.
I got
Are the ones that I
unnatural 20.
hypnotic pattern still sitting there? Can we
Oh, they
killed
got
them?
picked up by the ones on the way back out.
Ooh,
Oh,
real bad. I rolled a 19, and that's bad for me.
Okay.
I did unnatural 20.
I got a 15.
Okay, you notice like like remnants of the sort of blue and silver like robes that House Generis are the House Generis colors. So these are sort of mutated house servants. So
Yeah.
whoever was left behind in here essentially got converted into Tyranid at some point or another.
Yikes.
Oh shit.
They got.
All right, so 10 Gene Stealers, however, is rough is not is not undoable essentially for this particular group. So
Oh,
what are you
absolutely.
doing next?
I'm
How about we
pulling out-
steal their genes back?
I'm going to pull out
Yeesh.
the E-web laser and spin it up.
Okay. All right, it's makes a merry hum.
And I'm going to step back into the door and light them up.
Okay.
I'll be right on your shoulder.
After I
Like-
bonus action cast Spirit Shroud,
Okay.
Ooh.
which does an additional D8 of radiant damage on
If
any
they-
attack I make.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Nice.
I'll start rolling their saves effectively.
Consider me impressed, Hate.
I like it.
Yep.
One, two.
Nice to have options.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so 3 of them managed to get out of the way of the E-web laser. The rest, you end up spending about half the clip, but there's like 8 dead Tyranid on the floor at this point. And the whole front reception area, while it looked like they were a battle zone before, now it looks like decimated. There's no standing furniture anymore. There used to be some like marble colonnades; those are gone. Anything that wasn't made of like armored material is like leveled at this point.
Nicely done.
There's 3. There's 2 Tyranids, sort of like that weren't quite narrow enough, essentially, to hide behind a column, but they still managed to basically avoid the brunt of basically getting blasted by the E-web. So they're significantly thinner at this point, as they seem to be missing arms on like either the right or left hand side of their body.
Hate will put away his Gatling laser, pull out his chain sword, look over at Dredges and say, "Shall we destroy some heretics?"
We shall.
And head on in.
Okay, go ahead.
My
They're a little shell shocked anyway, so you get initiative on them.
Nice.
I'll be watching their back from the door.
Okay.
24 and 26 to hit.
Okay, they have 15 ACs. So
That's a nat 1. And that's a
17.
all right, you lop the arms off the other side of this one gene stealer and hack it in half.
I roll a nat 20 with 29.
All right. You with the first blow, you turn it into jam.
I'm gonna follow and shoot up to the roof and shoot any stragglers that they don't finish off.
And with my
You're in a sort of like a high vaulted ceiling atrium area at this point. Asgol has the good idea to look up to the roof, and you can see all sorts of Tyranid hive creatures there. They're kind of like Chihuahua size, so it's not like they look super dangerous. Until Asgol basically shoots one, and then it's like half of its body is revealed to be teeth.
Oh God!
I guess we
Thanks for
start
that
shooting
image.
the crap out of those.
You begin to basically, Asgol and anybody else with ranged weapons basically starts like picking them off the ceiling. They're sort of like raining mutant chihuahuas out of the ceiling at this point that had been crawling, hiving up there. Eventually, maybe about 10 minutes later, you think you've gotten them all, and there's nothing moving on the ceiling anymore.
I mean, just normal chihuahuas then. Never mind, that was a dumb joke.
Yes. Okay,
My
so
brain
in the
is
main
twisted.
atrium area, there's effectively like 4 major exits out of there. There's stairwell that sort of grand sweeping wing stairwell that sort of swoops off to the right and left and goes up to a balcony, and from there you can see a large set of double doors that is open that leads off into parts unknown. There's a large hallway directly in front of you. There probably was a statue of probably one of Genarius Senior, or Genarius the First, in the middle of the atrium. Whatever statue it was, it is all shattered into pieces, however, basically, and lying in rubble. Large chunks of white marble all over the floor at the moment. To your right is a wet bar. To your left is probably what was a library at this point, but the books are all scattered. All the bookshelves and every single book is basically scattered on the ground at the moment.
Anything left
okay.
of the wet bar?
You're sort of checking over the wet bar at this point as you lean over the wet bar to grab something off the top shelf, a deck save.
Nice.
Also, I will begin ritual casting Detect Magic.
24.
All right. You this sort of tentacle with his long spine dripping like purple poison slams into the top of the counter that you basically just sort of like Starsky and Hutch basically slide over and get to the other side, grab the bottle of liquor, and slide on back basically before this thing gets another chance to get a whack at you.
Glad you knew I was getting that booze.
So okay, so roll a d20 for the quality of booze you have at this point.
All right, then.
With plus 10. So
let's see if I can remember how to do this.
You know they're gonna have some fancy shit in here.
Oh. $25.
45, very good.
Not bad.
Okay, so you what is it? The Golden Imperium's best quadruple barrel aged whiskey essentially. So besides getting you really messed up, this we'll say it heals 1d8 and there's about 10 doses in a bottle.
Ooh, not bad. So it's like a healing potion with more fun in it.
You said how many doses and what was the healing?
It heals a d8 per shot of liquor. Let's put it in. There's 10 shots of liquor in here.
That is
You're pretty much gonna have to start making con saves past the first shot of liquor, however, because it is really strong.
Talk about the best way to throw a potion down somebody's throat when they're dying. Like that is, yeah. Take a shot. You'll be fine.
This liquor will bring the dead back to life. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So there are other top shelf liquors out there, but whatever weird tentacle thing back there is like you don't want to find out exactly how poisonous it is.
That's like some Resident Evil shit, just like jump scare tentacle out of nowhere.
Yes.
I'm not going into the trash compactor. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's not applicable.
Okay, now that you're over by the wet bar, you can see sort of a cleverly hidden door off to the right of the wet bar that is slightly ajar. That's
when is a door
it
not
looked
a
like
door?
it would look like it would blend completely in with the wall, but it's slightly open at the moment, so it's little. Now that you're there, it's obvious what it is. There's a secret passage here.
Secret.
Did they tell us at all where the safe room was?
Yes, they said it was downstairs essentially. So
Okay,
you're gonna have to start making your way downstairs. It's in a safe room that you have the password to, the codes and passwords for. So it's pretty much at the bottom basement of the manor, and there are 3 levels essentially below the manor. So the first
many
2
levels are
levels, the first level is inevitably just used for storage, is what they explain. The second level is seasonal clothing, and the third level is family valuables.
Ooh. Like, are you talking about up or down?
Down.
Ah, gotcha.
So the sub basement is the good stuff.
We're going from B1 to B2 to B3.
I don't know how long you guys want to wait, but I would be casting ritual casting detect magic at this point. So 11 minutes later, assuming uninterrupted.
Okay, so roll a what is it? So everybody roll me a d8 for random encounters if we're going to spend 10 minutes here.
If we don't, let me know, and I'll just, we keep moving.
I'll roll it too. I got a 1.
Oh no.
Okay.
I got it 8.
Okay, we
I
got
got
2
a
8s,
5.
2 1s. Okay, got it. The
I got 8. So
right,
2 8s.
So
2 8s, 2 1s, the 5.
I got a 2.
Franz is over there, but since he's over there by the bar, he keeps on trying to basically peek over the bar to see what exactly threw a poison barb at him, and he's like, as Asgo yanks him back, says, "Come on, man!" It's like we really can't be wasting magic basically on getting on stuff we know is poisonous and will poison us. So.
You're basically poking the bear. Stop poking the bear.
About that period of time, the secret door creaks the rest of the way open as everybody draws weapons, like, ah! and there's this sort of mousy, blonde-haired boy. His eyes are like big as saucers. They're bright blue. He's sort of like wearing those onesie jumper things that nobles are fond of wearing that everybody else thinks look kind of ridiculous. And he has a short capelet that is in blue and white. So he's obviously part of the noble house. It's like, are you really here? Are you soldiers?
How are you alive?
Who are
Can I
you?
like investigate him?
Yeah, insight check.
Divine sense.
Inside check sounds good. Yeah.
Divine sense, you're not getting any sort of aberration, i.e., he's not Tyranid. He's not infected by Tyranids.
That's what I wanted to know.
Exactly.
Well, Mina rolled a 5 on die, so she thinks he looks fine.
It's like, yep, he's a kid. It's like,
Hang on.
kids are resilient. Kids are resilient.
Is his name Newt?
It might as well be Newt, so let's just
Yeah.
call it that. Call him that.
I got a 15 on insight. I rolled bad.
So it's like he's a kid. It's like you do the quick medical check on him to make sure he's actually a kid. You're not a robot or something. it's like
Tyranid is my main
no,
concern.
I'm Generis the 10th. I'm the youngest member of the Generis household. It's like been hiding in my safe room for better part of a month at this point, but the security system said that there were human life signs, so I had to come and check.
We need to get back to your safe room and make sure you don't get killed, because Tyranids are awful, and we don't want you to die.
Okay. You
will
are
come back
you are here to rescue me, though, right? You're gonna get me out of here because I'm beginning to run out of food.
So
Yeah.
your safe room is in the 3rd basement, right?
No, it's here on the 1st floor,
Oh, okay.
just right next to my room.
We need to get you to the safe room in the 3rd basement. Do you know how to get there?
No, I would say we leave him here and get him on our way out. We don't
Well, I
want
can
him.
tell you how to get to the safe. I assume that you're here to retrieve the family honors, so yeah, I'll tell you how to get there.
Here's the thing: if we can all get down there, I can get us all out. It may, the perils of the warp are real, but if we can get down there, I can probably get us out. It just takes 10 minutes. I need 10 minutes once we're down there.
Mm-hmm.
1 minute. 1 minute once we're down there.
Okay. So yeah, Generis the 10th is you're looking at him. It's like, man, are they all clones or something? They all freaking look alike. It's like you can see how this is a younger version of the other Generis family members you've met before, like Generis the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel really bad just leaving this kid in a safe
No,
room.
I agree. I want to help him, but I also want to keep him safe. That's my prerogative.
But we don't know if we're going to come back the way we go down.
Mm-hmm. That's
I'd
fair.
say he's safer with us than he is,
Yeah.
All right.
So if you can rig up like a Master Blaster contraption for me to carry him around on my back, that would be awesome.
Fucking Yoda him.
Yep.
I was thinking the same thing.
Okay, you basically tie him to the top of firmly in place on top of hate. It's like fortunately all the ceilings around here are quite high, so you don't have to worry about scraping him off on any lintels or anything along those lines. So,
Good.
okay, so it's like he shows you through the secret door into what is probably best described as like a rich boys playroom. There's all sorts of like high-tech gadgets and toys, holo video games, and
Damn, he got the coolest stuff.
there's
Anti-gravity chamber.
anti-gravity chamber. Yes, exactly. So let me pick up some stuff from my room here really quick, and then I'll be right out. So it's like he heads into a holographic wall. It was like you completely would have not realized it was there if he hadn't just walked through it. The he eventually comes back with a backpack full of stuff, and it's like, all right, I'm ready to go.
Let's start making our way down, guys.
Right.
We gotta get out of
Okay,
here before
so
these
here,
Tyranids catch up.
Generis the Tenth says, all right, well, the fastest way is the service elevator in the back of the mansion that way. We can try to take the stairs, but I think if there's Tyranids in around here, they're going to be in the stairwell.
Yeah,
All the elevators around here are pretty well sealed and armored, so I think it's unlikely the Tyranids got in there.
Or at
well,
least
we
a
can
lot
clear
of them.
Okay. All right, so you start heading towards the back of the mansion at this point. You wander through scenes of that you think you basically should be covering Generis the Tenth's eyes because that's bad. As you see people with exploded out skulls from the inside, and it's like as if something grew in there and burrowed its way out.
Yes, bursters.
As
Head
the
bursters.
head
Man, talk about
bursters,
a
yes.
headache.
You eventually round you're moving relatively quickly when you round a corner and you see a gene stealer sort of like munching on the arm of some unfortunate person as with one of its claws as it looks at you and then screeches. As another gene stealer and another gene stealer and another gene stealer like peer out from almost every room up and down the corridor you just rounded into. Okay, so there's about you lost count at 10. There are definitely more than 10.
Question: is this hallway a straight line?
Yes.
It is. Yes.
Oh hell yeah! Stand
Full-
back, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast chain lightning.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Go ahead and give me damage, and I will roll the saves for the Gene Stealers.
51 lightning damage. Dex save DC 20 or no 19.
Okay, so 1, 2,
Need to give me some of them.
3, 4, 5. All right, about 5 of them dive back into the room. The rest of them basically stand there and fry. They don't seem to be moving anymore. Essentially, afterwards, as some of them begin to immediately carbonize, and you can hear the tinkling of like charcoal as like parts of them fall away.
That is a smell I never wanted to experience.
Okay. Initiatives. You need to beat out 22 at this point.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's
15.
a 1.
5.
Yeah, Mina rolled a 1 too.
Nice.
I got.
That's a
I got a
natural
15.
20.
Got
I got a
17.
20.
So I got
Okay,
22.
so Ronan, you're the only one acting before the Gene Stealers at this point. What are you doing?
Wait, because I guess, okay.
Well, it's worth noting. Basically, you probably don't want the Gene Stealers to just run up into the middle of your group. Let's put it that way, because that will limit your ability to shoot back at them if you are doing any shooty stuff. So that, and it becomes much harder to do any of area effect stuff if that happens. So if you can, like, grab one of the like coffee tables or whatever or furniture and start shoving it as a barrier between them and you, that's always a good thing.
I'm going to do that, and then bonus action, I'm going to have Poppy.
Like put Poppy in front and then grab like a coffee table.
And then have Poppy on. Or is it? 1d8 plus 2. So that's 10. So everyone takes 10 temporary hit points.
Okay.
Nice.
You see a whole bunch of beady-eyed Gene Stealers like sulk out of their rooms. They're going, there's still a lot of them. There's still a lot of them.
Guys, I only had 1 chain lightning in me.
Okay, so let's see here.
Those greater restorations
All
were
right,
costly.
so Ronan, go ahead and make a athletics check to grab a sofa or something and shove it into the hallway sideways as a barrier.
24.
Okay. You lift the sulfur over your head, basically, and straight over your head, and dump it straight down into the hallway, forming like a 3 foot, 3.5 foot barrier between you guys and the rest of the hallway.
Nice.
As the Gene Stealers charge at this point, some of them basically scoot Spider-Man style up the ceiling. Some of them basically are on the ground. Some of them are on the walls. You're going, ah, shit. All right. So they seem to be deliberately attacking some of the squishier members of your party at this point. Let's see. Well, I guess none of you are super squishy except for Trance and
Yeah, I'm the real squishy.
yes.
I never did really get any better armor, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Trance, Tirshon, Dredges, and well, actually, Ronan, you're in the mid-20s AC, right?
23.
20, and then Tree, you're also AC 20.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm 23, not 20. 23.
You're 23. Okay, so you're no longer in the mid-range armor at this point. You're definitely in heavy armor. Okay, so all right, Mina, Trance, Dredges, Asgul, you each take 18 points of slashing / piercing damage as Gene Stealers roll over the top of your group, and it's like as everybody's like trying to basically battle them off, some of you are taking the worst of it. Okay. And they seem to be organized too, as they basically one basically busies you in the front while another like bushwhacks you in the back as you're like
Hate it when they do that.
okay, i.e. they have pack
bat.
tactics. So all right, Asgul.
How tall is this highway?
This hallway is what is it? About 15 feet tall.
That won't take me out of melee. If I hang halfway in the hallway, will I be out of reach? I'm going to try that anyways. I'm just going to hang halfway, see if that.
No, not particularly, because you just saw these Gene Stealers effectively spider climb up the walls and ceiling.
I'm going to fire at one of them climbing on the walls at me, and I'm going to have the my doggy attack one that is clawing at me.
Okay. So, all right. So they okay. So the Gene Stealers are all AC 15. So you hit any of them?
Okay. Let's see what I got. I hit once. My doggy has a natural 20 and a 22. So okay. So I did 3. Did 5. I did 15 damage. My doggy does 2 and 6 is 8 damage.
So he critted, right?
Then, yeah, he rolled a 1 on the damage too.
Don't you hate when that
8
happens?
plus
Ouch.
7 and 6 is 8 and 15 is 23. 23 damage.
All right, got it. So one of the Gene Stealers that had been fried by lightning a little bit earlier disintegrates into component parts. Dredges.
Howdy. Gonna make an attack roll. 2, actually.
Alright, so I am doing.
The nearest Gene Stealer.
Wait, what is.
Attack for 25 damage. Or not 25 damage, the 25 attack roll.
It's a hit.
Okay, they still have 15 AC, so you definitely hit.
Alright, so that is 46, or for the rocket wall, I'm sorry. I think, let's see.
Okay, Rocket Maul is still working and firing all cylinders. Keep on going.
17 to hit, and alright,
Okay, so you got 23 and 23 and 20. All right, so you splatter two partially wounded gene stealers. Now, now that their numbers are greatly diminished, you can see there's roughly about 8 of them like scattered around your group at the moment. Hey,
I will lambaste a couple of them with my chainsword.
okay,
And bonus action, Spirit Shroud for more damage.
okay,
So 2 hits. And then there's more radiant and more lightning to come.
okay. So you definitely kill. Let's see here. You kill 2 more. So there's only 6 left. Krantz.
I'm gonna be kind of conservative and save my spells here. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just gonna shoot it out with my no, I'm gonna use Ray of Frost. 21.
Okay, that hits. Give me damage. So I think it's up to 3d8 at this level.
Yeah, 11 points of
There we go.
Frosty Frost damage. I try to cool it down, make some little bug on ice.
All right. All right, it is unfortunately still there. Tirshan.
I'd be remiss if I never actually use this thing properly once, and I'm gonna actually attack with my sword.
Yay!
Roll to hit.
And I got a 13 to hit.
Okay, that is a miss.
Yeah. Swing and a miss.
But,
All right.
man, this thing is unwieldy to swing. Ronan.
Still getting the hang of it.
Oh wait, Mina's still good to go, right?
Yes.
Okay, so are any of them within a 10-foot range of each other?
Yes.
Okay.
They are infiltrated into your group. There's no not hitting them without hitting somebody else in your group if you start throwing those.
Okay.
Single target only.
Okay. Then I'm gonna do 2 zaps with my lightning launcher.
Okay.
So that is a 26 to hit on the first one.
Nice.
And a crit on the next one. So what is that?
That's a lot of damage.
That'd be 46, 5d6 plus 10. Is that? Yeah. Plus another d66 plus 10. Okay, hang on a second. Let me do that.
It's a lot of 6s.
23 damage.
Nice.
Okay, all right.
And then
another one of the gene stealers falls.
Can I maneuver such that I'm in a better place of cover?
You kind of fall back down the hallway a little further back.
Okay.
So. Okay, the gene stealers, let's see here. Okay, the gene stealers notice someone fall back and all pounce upon Mina. As they all disengage from their current targets.
Attack of opportunity?
As
Ronan gets to go first, though,
no.
right?
Yes, you do get to go.
Yeah, Mina rolled the nat 1, so she was at the bottom, and then Ronan was at the top, and then the Steelers, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
So I'm going to retreat to where Mina is, just to give her some reinforcements. And I am going to have Poppy. Let's see, what should I have him do? I'll have him shoot a ballista bolt at one of them.
Okay. We'll hit. AC 15.
Natural 20.
Sweet.
All right, very good.
Nice.
So, All right, so I think it's like 4d8 or something along those lines.
Eight.
Okay,
10.
so 10 points of damage. All right, Distiller is still alive. All right, so they flow like water around you guys, easily avoiding attacks of opportunity, and rush after the one person that's standing a little further away than everybody else, or at least the two people. As they sense they have culled away the weak people from the herd and are attacking them out of instinct. Let's see here. So that should be okay. There's 5 of them left. They get 2 attacks apiece. So that is 10d20. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hits. All right. Okay, Ronan, you take 24, and Mina takes also 24, and I need a athletics check for the two of you, or acrobatics, whichever is better for you. As one of them tries to grapple you and carry you away.
Okay.
27.
Okay, you
24.
win out the grapple contest, and 24. Okay, so both of you managed to shove whatever alien thing is in front of you off and stand firm. But they were obviously looking to grab you for some reason. You're not quite sure why.
They probably want to eat our heads.
Yeah.
Okay, and then beginning of the round, Asgul.
I'm gonna command my doggy to attack the one that is attacking Mina, and I'm gonna fire at another one. All right. I got a natural 20 and
Sweet.
Nice.
25, so 2 hits, and then 8 and 6 is 14, and my doggy got a natural 21 hit.
Okay.
All right, so let's see. Damage is, so this is the crit is 6, 8 plus another 8 is 16 damage for me, and my doggy does and 16 damage.
Sweet.
And I'm just gonna stand in or hanging, halfway in the hallway.
Right, another Gene Stealer goes down. There are 4 left. Dredges.
Howdy. I'm gonna make 2 more attacks on the nearest one. First one, 26 to hit, and that is still with my rocket model, so that's 46. There we go, and then the second attack, 27 to hit.
Sweet.
Okay.
And
Right. Your hammer still contain rockets of the hammer are not burning out. This is probably the longest run you've had with the rocket so far where that hasn't happened.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. You splatter one, then splatter another, and bring your weapon back to the ready. Hey,
2 more attacks.
there's 2 left.
There'll be 2 hits. Do you want me to roll damage?
Yes.
All right. Here it comes.
Who's hoping for those auto kills?
And then I have radiant and lightning to roll as well.
Okay. So there's 2 quick splattery splats as you rev the chainsword and spray purple ichor all over the place. There's quiet in here as there doesn't appear to be gene stealers in the anymore. But as you sort of check to the rooms one by one to the sides to make sure there's nothing else in there, there's a sort of this huge like call of fat and amniotic fluid as each of these gene seem to have been born out of this like embryonic sac basically recently, as there's just sort of like wet slimy stuff all over these rooms and whatever that was the leftover bit of their gestation sac. Uh,
Does it look like there's any
the
still incubating?
We're gonna burn with
You
fire.
do find two rooms with what appear to be humans, essentially sort of suspended inside these large, sort of semi-translucent or sacks filled with orange liquid.
Burn it. We burn it with fire.
Do we want to burn it on the way down or burn it on the way back?
Burn it with fire now.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm good with that.
Before it can attack us.
Right, and that way, if we come back a different way, it doesn't matter. We burned it.
Leave
Right.
them nothing to scavenge or work with.
Scorch the earth.
Scorch the tier.
Yes.
Fair enough. Okay, so the Generis the 10th is like, that's very regretful. These were all very loyal servants of the Generis family. Like I'll have to remember to write condolences letters to them all. I'd hope some of them had escaped. As sort of adult stuff comes out of a 10-year-old's mouth, and you're going, weird, weird.
That is very weird.
He's probably like 75 years old.
Yeah.
Probably. He takes you to again to like a secret passageway, pulls a sconce down, and then a bit of wood paneling slides away. The wood, and you can see behind the wood paneling is like a foot thick worth of syntacrete safe door,
Nice.
revealing a service elevator. All right, let's go ahead down. As he
Weapons
puts his
brandished,
palm
we check
print on a palm reader. Yes, go ahead.
I would say weapons brandished. We check the inside. Once we're there.
All right.
So
Well, the
Yeah.
elevator is clean and polished, and you're guessing it hasn't been used a lot, basically, for a long time, because there's a little bit of dust in the bottom.
Well, there's
But
no
otherwise, all
purple
the surfaces
stuff.
are clean and polished.
Do we hear
Yes,
anything?
there is definitely no purple surface.
Like below us?
You're listening. You're listening in the hallways. You can hear more Gene Stealer sort of like shuffling around and the occasional scree, but that's about it. So nothing immediately close, though.
Go down.
I think so.
Okay, you get in the Generis the 10th. You're glad you have him with him because there's a biometric scanner on the elevator. He puts his hand there and mumbles something to the controls as the elevator descends 3 levels, which is it goes a lot longer than you would expect for like a 3-level ride. So you're guessing each of the levels must be normal like deeper down than normal floor depth, like 10-15 feet. Instead, you're talking about passing probably about 30 feet per floor.
Wow.
As you're sort of just doing this sort of mental math in your head. As you come out, there's sort of an oppressive weight about this place, even though the ceilings are arched and beautiful. The lighting is, of course, artificial and gives everything this sort of like sterile glow to it. As the elevator doors open to what I described as a basically beautiful, pristine, serene white marble and steel place. And then a little beyond that, just maybe about 40 feet, is a scene that could best be described basically as an alien queen's nest straight out of the franchise with sort of sticky, like organic walls that seem to have be permanently dripping slime and strange pod-like growths that open eyes and sort of like look at a lot of you and then make basically weird yelping like seagull noises. It's like, and then you hear responding screeches from full Tyranid warriors like further down the hall, around the corner away from you. So it's like you've entered in like some sub nest or something where there's probably a sub queen or something in here. The passageway continues out straight ahead of you and then tees off to the right and left. All of that is all covered in alien goo, however. There's a door directly to your left that is not covered in alien goo that seems to be firmly shut, however.
Is that the way we need to go? Or we'll get
We need to go
Daenerys'
straight into that. We need to go straight into the left, is what Daenerys the Tenth says.
Well, we either fight or we try to avoid it and then have to fight, maybe. Or we definitely
You have
have
an
to fight.
arsenal of power weapons down here, don't you?
I would think.
Asking Daenerys, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, there's small arms for security. Yes, the security office might have some small arms in them, but it's like nothing heavy duty enough, essentially, to take on Tyranids directly.
I got her 2 or 3 mortar rounds, but I need a minute to set up. More of an ambush type of weapon.
I mean, it's a hallway,
You're
so
not going to have the lob for your mortar.
yeah.
Unless you're
You have
shooting
to-
like a grenade launcher.
Hmm.
I kind of think we probably need to run for it.
We
But-
need to reach the heirlooms. From there, I can work with them. Probably.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's our best bet. Again,
let's make a run.
yeah. Book
Okay,
it.
you rush down the corridor and take a left. You see a sort of lone G stealer, like cleaning himself, in like licking like viscera and goo off his claws.
So he's got one leg up in
and
the
then
air and his
off
head's in his crotch.
so that's off to your left, and then off to your right, you see you see a Tyranid with full 4 bone sword, Tyranid warrior, just about having gotten up to the corridor where you guys are, sort of reels to a halt on its hind legs and begins to slice its swords back and forth, basically like a giant Vegematic.
Oh God! Go! 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 Go!
Okay,
Go!
initiative. So I need initiative for you to outrun the Tyranid before it gets some whacks on you.
From all of us?
15 per dredges.
I rolled a
Yes, from all of
6.
you.
I rolled an 8.
18.
Okay.
Tree, I have a
15.
feeling I'm going to lose some limbs again.
It's okay, we'll figure it out, buddy.
I got some whiskey. We'll be fine.
It's like that juice from Resident Evil 7 just poured on my limbs, they reattach.
Okay, so let's see. The Tyranid warrior, Kirshan, go basically is a little flat-footed as everybody like pivots and starts running towards the gene stealer, and Tirshan is sort of left behind. You get hit for a total of 60 points of damage.
Ow! I'm going to hit him back with my Thunderous Retribution and push him back 10 feet. So he
Okay.
takes 6 lightning damage.
But he
Keep
goes
forgetting
back
to
10
do
feet.
this. I will
Okay,
bump
and
him
he
back
gets,
5 feet.
He
with
fails
my
to save. He gets shoved back 10 feet, and you got shoot off the tips of his sword, which he had like driven all 4 swords through your chest.
I'm trying to like repressurize my lungs using my like storm magic. Like it's only half working, but I'm just running more back to the group.
Okay.
Go! 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 I'm waiting for the boulder to start chasing us. Ugh. Do we keep going, guys?
I mean, I'm running towards you guys.
Yep, let's go.
What's happening?
We keep following the tent's directions. Daenerys' directions.
Lawrence?
Do we lose Lawrence?
Is
Alright.
He's still in chat.
Yoo-hoo.
Yeah, he dropped out.
Sorry.
I see his video. I think he's talking, but we cannot hear him. Of course, if he had tech issues, he might have also been cursing.
You there, Lawrence?
Yes, I am here.
Yay!
Hey.
Okay. Don't know what's going on there. Okay, so you run down the corridor in Daenerys's direction, right, left, right, and then eventually end up in front of this smooth steel vault door. Daenerys like sticks his face up to some sort of biometrics reader, and it starts scanning as. You see a Tyranid warrior and a bevy of like termagants like round the corner, and they begin to shoot the heck out of you guys.
As they do.
There's there's all sorts of bang 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 bang. It's like as the whatever internal chemical combustions going on inside the Termagon's bore rifles shoot poison slugs towards you all. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, let's see. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, we'll say the first five people. So Asgul, Dregis, Hate, Trance, and Tirshan. You all take 10 points as uh, as basically poison bullets like rip into your flesh.
I am resistant to poison.
Okay,
Not
so
awesome.
in that case, essentially, we'll just say it does 6.
Okay.
I am not. I took 10.
Right. Okay, so they've all lined up at the end of the corridor and are blazing down the corridor at you. Hate has stepped in front of Daenerys the 10th to make sure he doesn't get killed before the safe door cycles open. Uh, okay, so the Tyranids seem to be happy to stand where they are, maybe about 50 feet away from you, basically shooting you. So there does seems to be precious little in the way of cover in this hallway, unless you get creative with like perhaps like pulling down ceiling panels or something along those lines. So uh, let's go start with Trance first, and then we'll. What are you up to?
Got only. You know what? I'm gonna unload my fully auto. I'm gonna use up a clip and just unload fully auto of my plasma rifle into them.
Okay, very good.
So that's what you said. DC 1668.
So you roll your 68, and I roll my saves. Okay. So it looks like the Tyranid warrior and sort of a slightly bigger Termagant managed to dive out of the way, but all the rest they take the 22 points of damage. Okay, so Tirshan.
I said I was out of chain lightnings. I never said I was out of lightning bolts, and I will cast lightning bolt at third level.
Okay.
For 28 lightning damage. DC 19.
So you're beginning to realize at least the Tyranid warriors and the Termagants seem to be relatively dexterous as they like the majority of them dive in the way, but some of the Termagants not being very tough to begin with still perish. So about half of the Termagants are down out of the 10. So Ronan.
Let's see. I'm going to Misty Step. Is the Tomaga, are they in range of my Misty Step?
Well, it
Can I
doesn't
Misty
matter.
Step behind them?
You take a little bit of movement and then move to where you're in 30 feet, and then Misty step up. So keep in mind.
Oh, I have a
I
Thunder
keep
Wave.
in
Never
mind.
mind.
I'm just like. So, what are you doing?
I'm actually not going to Misty Step. I'm going to actually use Thunder Wave.
That.
Okay.
But if you
Okay.
miss
So
the
Plus,
you
step,
get up
that's
into
two
within
spells,
15 feet
though.
and thunder wave them.
plus 15 feet.
But But that's 2 spells, right?
So it doesn't matter. You can get up to them and still thunderwave them if you want to. So it's just like you just dash down the hallway under withering fire and then like thunderwave them. So roll your dice for thunderwave and I'll roll saves.
18 damage.
Okay, even with like all the Termagants are down. There's just a single Tyranid warrior left there. Uh, as Mina, the Tyranid warrior basically comes rushing at Ronin as its bioweapon, like placed forward, like in a way that you're going to like. Is it gonna
Oh, I didn't roll for
explode?
Poppy.
Because he just sort of puts the bulbous end forward, basically, and starts charging at Ronin.
I did not roll for Poppy.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Oops.
19.
All right, that hits. Give me damage.
Completely forgot about Poppy. Force 2d8, so he's going to take 16 damage.
Okay. So, let's see. Mina, you're probably the only one that has time enough to act on this, essentially. So, this thing seems to be charging down Ronin in a suicide charge. So,
Okay.
what are you going to do?
I'm gonna buzz him with Adam Savage to give myself the help action, and then I'm going to shoot at him with my Space Wolf gun that I just got.
Sure.
So that's okay. So let me roll to hit on that, and I get advantage because of Adam Savage. So that is 27 to hit, and that's 66 plus 2. Okay, let me figure that out. $22 damage.
All right. So, Ronin, I need you to make a dex save DC 20 as the Tyranid, the grenade explodes. The Tyranid, basically, who was doing a suicide bomber charge, also explodes, and there's like acid and the concussive blast from the grenade, and then reinforced basically by the bioblast from the Tyranid warrior, rip up and down the corridor.
22.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Nice.
All right, so you take 25 damage. That's already halved.
Good deal.
As
Ow.
Ronan gets launched backwards and like is almost all the way back up to the back of the hallway where you guys are at.
50 would have sucked. Well done.
Ow. I'm okay.
The Generis Tense is like, it's open, let's get in.
Okay, yeah.
Go,
let's
go, go,
get
go,
in.
go. Drag everybody in.
Right. The Hate and Dredges pull open the safe a little faster than the hydraulics are slowly levering this thing open, and shove their way in to basically make enough space for everybody else. And then the door ponderously closes slowly as you see like a Tyranid arm jam through with a bone sword at the last second. Everybody roll me a d20 sort of luck base to see if anybody was standing too close to the door.
15.
Oh.
13.
2 nats.
Natural 1.
20! I got a nat 20. Ooh,
Yay.
that's cool. Do you have any inspirations left at school?
Nope.
It doesn't matter. It misses Asgul by a wide margin. As the Tyranid arm gets sheared off by the safe door as the hydraulics cut it off, and there's a loud as the safe door shuts and then seals. The bone sword and a bit of arm continue to like wiggle around and basically try to go after people, but Hate basically just stops on it with an armored foot and shatters the blade and kicks the arm into a corner.
Good dancing, Hate.
All right, inside here you can see what appears to be let me pull open what an honor like imperial honors actually look like.
Oh, okay. don't know what kind of healing you got, Crow, but this might be a good time to
Yeah,
throw
I get
some
it.
down. I just did a I just did one of my auto injectors, so I'm back to 40 out of 87.
Someone needs a new chair.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
need to throw. I need to throw some WD-40 on it.
Yeah, I was going to say, or
Okay.
WD-40.
So yeah, I can't find a picture of one right offhand, but it looks like a number of like segmented rods that have been wrapped around by sort of this brass imitation wire that sort of looks like ivy, and then on the uh, top is the imperial symbol, the imperial sigil, and then behind it is effectively a caduceus. So the each of the rods is sort of wrapped with a bit of scroll that probably indicates the rights and honors essentially given to this family to rule this place. Uh, Generis X enters into security code. The honors, which had sort of been floating in a repulsor field, basically slowly lowered to the top of its plinth as he picks it up and says, "All right, so you said you had a way out of here. So there isn't any clean way out of here other than the way we came, as far as I know.
We could trust the warp.
So you have
can-
you have a teleport. You have the way of teleporting out of here.
I
Right?
can summon a webway gate.
All right. Are you willing
I
to do this?
I'm willing. Is everybody else willing to do this? Yeah. A webway gate. I'll cast teleportation circle. I will begin casting teleportation circle, and hopefully nothing will happen within a minute.
Okay, so do we want to prepare this last nuke to go off after we get out of here? So that we can blow up whatever that was over there? Because I'm sure that nobody wants to deal with that later.
How effective would it even be inside of the? Other than obviously blowing up the queen like 50 feet away
Yeah,
I
through
mean,
the
but
wall.
it's a
How
it's
effective would it
nuke.
be?
Well, let's put
And
it this way: you're in an armored vault, so whatever explosive power it has is probably going to be highly attenuated at this point.
exactly, that's what I was thinking.
Well, let's see. Is there any way to stick it on the other side
I
of the
think if we're
door?
getting out of here, let's not press our luck.
All right.
yeah.
Okay. As long as we tell them it's here, they should be able to cope with it, right? Because we took out a bunch of the crud here. If we tell them what's left, they ought to be able to use their artillery on it,
Okay.
or do something. So I think that's fair. We could leave it here as long as we tell them about it. They ought to be able to figure something out.
Okay. So there's an alert warning from your hyperdimensional storage. You've never gotten one of these before.
Just leave it. Just leave it. Leave it in the bunker.
Yeah, leave the
I'll leave-
As you're
storage.
as you're looking at the label to your like holo label to your hyperdimensional storage, active explosive device detected inside. Suggest immediately getting rid of hyperdimensional storage.
The storage. The nuke went off inside the box.
Yep.
Okay, so
I'm casting as
shall
fast
we
as I can, guys.
I know, sweetie. Just keep after it.
throw it out the door? Open up the door and throw it out?
That's not a terrible idea, all things
It's not a
considered.
terrible idea at all. And I mean, I have if okay, so the if we throw it out the door, I could catapult it because I have a feeling that the storage itself doesn't weigh more than 5, right? So if we get
That's
it out the
nice.
door, I can catapult it. I can catapult it towards the queen.
Daenerys' tenth going. Well, it's either that or we're going to be chunky salsa around this room here in a
Yeah.
moment. So Daenerys goes
Oh.
up to the door controls, which are
Hmm.
fortunately away from the door. It's like more towards the center of the room as he.
Well, while he does that, I'm going to spin up the E-web laser to clear the hallway when the door
I-
opens.
Nice.
I prepare to cast lightning bolt.
Hey,
At first
Dredges,
level.
can I get your help? Oh wait, you're casting the portal, aren't you?
No,
No,
trans
Yeah.
is.
Trance is casting the portal.
Dredges, you're the bard, right?
No,
No,
trans is the
Dredges is
bard.
a dragon-born barbarian, but so he can always get the door shut faster once you shove the explosives outside.
Does anybody want to help spot me and I'll set up the mortar?
Well, the mortar requires essentially a really long distance to arm its mortar shells to begin with, so you'd have to shoot something at least like a half a click away for the mortar to be useful. You could
Okay.
basically you could just short fuse the mortar shells, but then you run the high risk of if you drop one of these like anywhere near you, it's going off.
Boom.
Oh, do you
Or you
guys want
ping
to
it
try
off the
that?
edge, or if you ping it off the edge of the ceiling or the floor, it's likewise going straight off right there. It depends on what you want to do, right? So
I was
it's
going
like,
to try and use it as a grenade and
okay.
guard the door.
All right, so you're basically short fusing it, basically hucking it out into the hallway along with the Tyranid bomb. So, all right.
Yes.
Beyond the door, basically, the door opens, and then this solid wall of pea green acidic gas rolls into the whole room. Essentially, I need everybody to make con saves.
I cast
God.
Gust.
Oh, sweet.
Nice. Let's hope that helps.
Whew.
Okay, so DC is 18, full damage is 60, half damage is 30. It is acid damage.
I'm at 8. I'm at 18.
Okay. I made
30.
it, so you said 15?
I'm gonna.
No, 30 is half damage.
Okay, great. I'm
Oh,
glad
right.
we-
I also handed out like 128 hit points.
Oh, yeah. So that
Oh,
would
yeah, I
have helped a
healed up,
lot.
but,
Can I take 30 of that?
Oh. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I could use that. Because Trance definitely did not pass.
Yeah.
And he's casting portal.
Let's
Um,
see.
You know, I'm gonna use a
Trance.
luck point.
How many hit points are you down?
28.
28. All right. Trance can take 28. Tree can take 30.
Okay, thanks.
Who else is hurting?
I'm down by half my hit points.
I don't know what that is. Yeah, I need
I'm
a
70.
number. All right, you can
140
take
70 or 140.
you can take 40. So that's 100 right there. And I will take the rest because I'm hurting.
Okay, great. Thanks, Crow.
All right, so the gust does little to keep it from filling the whole room. Unfortunately, it just like staves it off for a split second before it rolls over and above and around the gust of unless you actually have wind wall or something or gust of wind, the actual like full leveled spell. Like the cantrip gust is not going to help you in this case.
Mina's got sealable armor for some of the stuff that we did. Can she just seal her armor?
No, because it's tearing through all the seals of armor. This is like at 60 damage, we're talking about molecular acid that basically like would melt you to the bone, sort of deal.
How about absorb elements? Will that work on it?
Yes, absorb elements works on acid damage just
Oh,
fine.
yay! Okay, so that helps a little bit.
Yeah,
That's
I have
it.
Gust of Wind always prepared. Second level spell.
Okay. All right. Just roll initiative to see if you can get it off before the gases really roll into the
Natural
room.
20.
No problem. All right. So we'll attenuate the damage. The top damage is 40. Half damage is 20.
Nice. That's still a lot less damage.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. You managed to keep a good chunk of the acidic gas out of the room, but you can see the edges of the vault door. All the seals are beginning to look like melted wax, as is the vault door itself. These like you're guessing the Tyranid Queen is like on the other side of that door at this point. As does anybody actually look out there, or are you just shoving
Nope.
the bomb out there and not looking?
No, I'm gonna
Return
catapult
to
it out.
sender.
So catapult will go 90 feet until it hits something. If it hits something, it'll stop and do damage. So I'm just gonna catapult the dimensional storage right out the door.
Did
Okay, roll a d20 to. Go ahead. Sorry.
did Trance add in the +5 from being within range of my protection?
I did not.
Okay, so that'll save you some hit points.
That saves me an additional 20 hit points, actually.
Okay,
Nice.
so you need to make concentration check versus a DC 10. So
Okay, and you wanted Mina to roll a d20 for the catapult, or what was that?
DC 10. I made a 10.
I'm saying if that's what you're planning, go ahead and do it. So roll
Okay.
roll to hit Azul.
Okay.
And then Mina, likewise, you're rolling a d20 just to make sure that on the off chance the explosive goes off in it when it impacts. So
I got an
I rolled
8, which
do
I
you
can.
have any?
Go ahead.
Okay. Right. Do you have any luck-based abilities essentially that would allow you to reroll that, like inspiration or anything else?
I am out of inspirations. I can add 5 onto it.
Right. So you put it, you shoot it straight down the corridor and
Can,
immediately regret this as this
can,
blue-white flash goes off down the corridor.
Okay. I was wondering if Adam
I rolled
Savage
a
could give me a help
14.
action on it.
Can I say I gave her some inspiration as she was chucking it for a D10?
Sure.
That was my last inspiration. Roll a D10.
Okay. Hey, D10 is awesome. D10.
Please roll
That's
hot.
a 2.
Just not in your hands.
So that's an 8 plus 2 is 10 plus 5 is 15. What was their DC on this?
Probably like
So
32.
you see. So Mina's pretty much the only one that has the misfortune of actually looking down the corridor and seeing some Chthonian horror, like that was breathing acid earlier. It's like I need a wisdom save.
All right, and I have that at advantage because of that infusion.
You also have
Yes.
+5 from me.
Thank goodness. Okay, so that is 16
So you're
plus 2
fine.
is
You
18.
take 1 point. You take 1 point of sanity damage.
Okay.
It's just like, oh my god, Tyranid queens are made of people. As you can see, some like bits of people have been just sort of glued together, basically making this sort of outer shell of and some of them are still moving. You're going, oh, so but the thing that basically disturbs you the most at this point is like you did make an excellent lob and you got it straight over the top of the queen. But at this point, you see a blue-white flash at the end of the corridor and going, "Oh shit! It went off!" As you begin to try to shut the door, and basically, I need everybody who has a strong back and strong arms to try to shut the door. Athletics check.
Natural 20, 28.
Very good.
18, but I have 3 luck and 2 inspiration to throw on that if I have to.
19.
I'd probably throw it just so that we could be assured that everything works out well.
I roll a 3.
Okay, that's 28 instead.
Okay. And then Dredges, how do you do?
I rolled 23.
23, got it?
Mina got a 19.
All right. Okay, so you get the door shut just barely in time. The whole door basically instantly heats up to like thousands of degrees as everybody who's touching the door basically takes 8 points of fire damage as the whole door becomes cherry red. You're hoping the door the bolts will cycle in time to keep this thing launching this whole door at you at like hypersonic speed, because that's what's about to happen. As okay, so someone roll me a d20 for the door to see if it locks in time.
I
Hey,
will.
you want me to roll it?
Hey, let me. Okay, I was gonna say I
19.
can.
No, nobody wants me to roll. Trust me.
19.
19. All right, the door, the bolts to the vault cycle one by one, cha-chunk, 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 as you see the whole thing, which is like super superheated red hot basically bulge inwards, and then there's this horrible metal wrenching sound for the next like 20 seconds where everybody's going, oh, we still might die, as the and then it all calms down again as the door begins to just simply smoke. About that period of time, Trance gets his spell off, and then it's like, okay, everybody gather around and hold hands.
Go, 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 go.
6 seconds, everybody, jump! Go, go, go!
Okay, so
Deploy,
Trance, where are
deploy.
you teleporting everybody to? So
I don't know where all of our teleportation circles
there
would
is
be.
there is a teleportation circle at the base camp for the Imperial Guard. Uh, so you figure that's
Yeah.
possible. There's also one uh, that you've heard about in passing, but you've never been there. It's supposedly in habitat in the basically entertainment district.
Yeah, no, I'm going to the guard camp. I'm not gonna accidentally teleport us into
Red light district.
well,
With
Tyranid
the heir
district.
to the house, yeah, take him to a
Right.
strip bar. Yeah, let's do it.
I'm sure
I mean-
he has the money to see whatever the fuck he wants to see. So
Well, we can do that afterwards. I don't want to teleport us into a wall.
No, I'm good
Exactly.
with that. I'm good
Okay.
with that.
Okay, bloop. Okay, so you just cast teleportation circle, right?
Yeah. So it's
Okay,
a fixed
great.
location I can go to.
Yeah. Okay. So poof.
but
You appear at the teleportation circle that is the Imperial wayfinding point that is the Astronomicon that they've set up here at the Imperial Guard post. It's soothing psychic presence guides you straight in with no trouble through the warp, especially since it's relatively close to you.
yeah, it's only like a few miles off. No.
Yes, it's a few miles off. You didn't have to travel through the warp very far.
Right.
You arrive at everybody arrives at the other side. There's everybody while you're sort of streaming through the warp, and your consciousness is like, and your corporeal form are not one and the same thing. You all have visions of basically having been blown up by that bomb, and your parts discorporating, and your eyeballs searing out of your head, and various horrible things. I need wisdom saves for everybody.
Is hate in proximity? Does this count?
No, not in this case.
Okay, I rolled a 19.
Probably metaphysically and physically, no, he is not within 5 feet of you. He's
15.
not within
somewhere-
10 feet of you or 30
yeah.
feet of you.
I rolled 19 for judges.
Unnatural 20.
26.
21.
So Trance got a
You need
4.
DC 15. You need DC 15 or better. So
Oh, wow, cool. Okay, did anybody get close enough that 5 would help? Hate, you went.
Oh, go ahead,
I
Lo.
used a luck and a inspiration and got a natural 20.
Oh, you did. Okay, cool. Anybody else within 5? Because I can give you one of Mina's 5s.
I blew a luck point, and I'll reroll. Got a 19.
Okay, cool. So everybody's okay?
all right.
Yeah.
All right, everybody takes a point of insanity damage. Those people who rolled a 20 can just take no insanity damage. Sure, why not?
Great.
I got a 26. Is that good enough to take no insanity, or do I have to have a natural 20?
Oh, you have to roll 20 on the die, is what I'm saying.
All right. All right.
All right, as you all see visions of your death in various horrible ways, as you're dismembered by nuclear explosives, and feel your brains basically boiled out of your skulls, you arrive. All of a sudden, it's like, nope, still there. We did not get killed. All right, that's good. That's good. Okay, so everybody, that's the end for this particular adventure. At this point, Daenerys the Fifth meets you, and we'll cover that next session, and pays you out your reward, which is effectively a boon of your choice. Essentially, you could ask for money, which is probably up to 2,000 credits, or alternately, like whatever you wish of an Imperial House member.
Like,
For
friend of a
Asgol, that's probably to
slave.
get his sister back. But
I have to think about this one.
Yeah,
I
we'll
just
have
wanted
Yeah.
a noble title.
I need some examples.
And then, now, were you saying that you thought this was going to be the last one that we did in this campaign, or do you still have a few other things?
I could run like one more adventure on Cloudus, and then that would be it. So that
Yeah,
would
I
be the
wouldn't
end of the
mind
campaign.
if we I think it would be just here as an idea if we could get our boon from whatever it is Generis is, because in retrospect, if we get this boon, then we only have one more game, if that. We want to make it something useful. It's what if we could just take this boon, or whatever it is you choose. You can choose money for all I care, but get the boon, and then we help storm the Tyranid fortress just as a final I don't know, slog fight, I guess. Or not even a
Sure.
slog fight, just a plot to round this out.
Yeah, to see if we can't wipe them off the planet. I'm good with that.
Well, yeah,
Yep.
we could certainly try. They're Tyranids.
Yeah, but we can clean up what we can clean up.
Mm-hmm. If anything, I was just throwing out ideas for Lawrence. I know you're the GM. I don't even know what entails all that, the planning and
And
preparation you have to do for all
going,
that.
the hive stone is breached at this point. They're trying to clear it, and one last heroic effort to win honor and glory in the Empire. Essentially, before essentially you would be given a hero's welcome wherever you arrived within the Empire at that point. So,
Mm-hmm.
Well, we
provided
know
you
there's
yes.
the queen's down there in that building, so.
Well,
It was down there in that
Oh yeah,
building.
No, I'm
that's
saying a
true.
like a sub queen essentially.
Yeah.
I wasn't even the actual queen, so.
Okay. So do we want to talk a little bit about what we want to do after this, or do we all? What do you think, Lawrence?
Fine with that. So be 13th level for next session, and then
Oh, cool.
we'll
Thank you.
do the assault on the hive stone, and then that will be the end of this particular campaign, and then perhaps ponder what we want to do for next campaign. So
Okay.
Lawrence, something for you to think about. If I'm going to level, I'm going to take a level of Hexblade with that Noise Marine Axe as my Hexblade weapon.
sure, why not? So if you want to, you've figured out you've made your pact with a warp demon. You know how to make this thing work.
Awesome. Thank you, Lawrence. That was amazing as always.
let's go.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Thank you, sir. That was a lot of fun.
All right, great.
It was fun.
That's cool to